Right. Well, it's what is it? Is it Wednesday morning? I think it's Wednesday morning. Bright and early. It's just gone 6. I'm supposed to get off at 5:30. So I suppose I actually got away from there about 5 to 6, and I'm just motoring down the Dart to the entrance. Everything's calm and quite nice actually at the moment. It's supposed to be like barely any wind this morning, filling into a 3 to 4 from the east, which would be great because it'll be like east to northeast, which would be great because that's basically going to be on my beam or after the beam. So I should be able to go, when that easterly kicks in, I should be able to go straight to Falmouth once I've cleared start point. It did say force 4 to 5 to 6 later in the east, which is this end, and the forecast is for Lyme Bay to Land's End and the Isle of Scilly. So if all goes to plan, I'm thinking that I should arrive about 9 o'clock. So although I do have Foy, or you know, if things go wrong prior to that, then I have the option of Plymouth or Foy, I think, really, to head for. Foy might be something. But anyway, I'm going to give this a go and see what happens, really. So fingers crossed that this actually goes fairly okay, and whatever happens, it stays fairly sensible. Frankly, I'm just watching the way out. It's really deep here, but we're actually quite close to the rocks. I'm going to move back out into the channel. Anyway, so here is Council. With Dartmouth on a nice, there you go. Dartmouth on a nice sunny day. It's been on and off. We've had a bit of that, nice and sunny and grey and miserable and windy, and you know. Although I have to say, it's worth coming here at Dartmouth. It's nice. It's nice, the people are nice, the Harbour Authority guys that zoom around in their boats are quite nice and helpful. With anchorages and, you know, this, that and the other. It's got good facilities. It's got showers and toilets. You pay £1 for the shower just on the town quay. So, you know, you've got all that. You've got laundrette in the town. So you can live at anchor in the river or on a mooring quite happily for prolonged periods of time. It's got plenty of dinghy pontoons although they do get crowded, to get in and out. So that's quite good. So the dinghy is the family car kind of thing, and it fulfills its function. And once you've got the dinghy up, there's no point, you just tow it around behind you while you're on the river. The river itself is big enough to have a bit of an explore, and it's very, very beautiful. Right, I've cleared start point. That start point disappearing into the distance. It's almost gone actually. I'm quite away. And then this is that there is the entrance to Salcombe. So you've got the River Yield, and then on down there is towards Plymouth, and the direction that I'm heading at the moment, straight across the bay, is Falmouth. I'm currently making about 5 to 5.5 knots, which is pretty good. The wind is directly behind me.
Ocean wave, this is so nice.
The wind is directly behind me, It's not that strong. It's about 16, 17 knots of wind. It's perfect. It's fine. Yeah, and it's following, and we've got a following sea. So just for once, so that we're not bashing into a sea, it's all very sort of civilized and sort of sedate. So this is quite good. Interestingly, the wind vane, the hydro vane, is dealing with steering the boat downwind, which they're not supposed to do very well. A lot of these wind vane contraptions don't do that very well, but this one is steering the boat with the wind almost from completely astern, and it's doing it no problem whatsoever. But yeah, basically at the moment I've just got to sit here all day doing this, and we won't be far off. So currently, if I can make this as an average speed over the ground, I think we're looking at arriving around about 9 o'clock, although it's early in the day to be making predictions like that with any confidence. The tide's going to turn against me in a little bit, but I'm out in the bay. I'm hoping it'll have little or no effect, maybe knock a knot off my time and then add it on later when it turns again, so that the average remains pretty much the same. So yeah, I'm looking about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, hopefully. Fingers crossed that actually is what happens. So that's me just passing the Eddystone lighthouse in the middle of this bay. So that is effectively halfway, I think, to Falmouth now, pretty much. Yeah, there's about 30 miles left in a straight line. Oh! Dolphins! We have dolphins. Oh, I bet they've gone then. Oh. Oh, bucker. I just turned the camera on because it's getting dark. And just saw the backs of a few little, I'm not sure, porpoises, dolphins, who knows? Not very big. I'm not sure if I got it on the camera, but it was yeah. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Welcome to Cornwall. Have a dolphin. Yeah, we've got a bit of a sunset going on down there. It's quite nice. Which means it'll be pitch black in a bit. So what has happened is basically when I left Dartmouth, we had some wind. I've probably got about 20 to 25 miles of sailing out of the whole trip. It's a 65-mile trip, and I got about 20-25 miles of sailing out of it, and then the wind has died. The tide was against me, and then the tide was with me, and there's just been no wind at all. There's sporadic bits of getting the sail out for half an hour and then putting it away again. Is what we've been having all afternoon. So basically, yet again, I'm just motoring across a big massive bay. Although I suppose it has not been stormy, we have not as yet to date had the promised force 5s. I'm still hoping to get in and be comfortably anchored up before any of that shit hits, which would be nice. I'm currently about less than 8 miles from Falmouth. In fact, I think that I'm coming up on I'm coming up on the entrance to Falmouth now. So I think that this here is St Anthony's Head, and then when I round that that should see me into the entrance to Falmouth, which is large and well lit. So I am about to lose the light, but I think there's more dolphins, but they're right over there. They're just little specks. Anyway, that means that we're getting to the part of the world where we have dolphins. That'd be nice if we start to see more of that type of thing than I'm used to seeing. That would be quite nice. Wild and woolly Cornwall. So yeah. Anyway, till later. Good morning, everybody. That's me just scrawled out my scratcher after arriving in Falmouth. There's some pontoons over there where you can pull up to as visitors and do your shopping and that, which I'm hoping to make some use of today. I need some oil for the engine. I want to do an oil change on the engine. So already I'm beasting the engine. Every time I go out I lose the wind and end up running the engine for 12 hours solid. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, here's the lovely Falmouth. It's a big enough town to have everything that I need according to the pilot book. There's that diesel barge. I think it's a diesel barge or something. And going off down there, I think it's the River Penrith or something down that way. So although this is called Falmouth, the river down there is the Penrith, not the Fal. The Fal is round the corner there. So it's all very splendid, actually. It's not bad at all. I've woke up. It wasn't that awful a trip. I got some sailing in. I got this cruising chute up, although I couldn't get it to fill because there was just too little wind even for the cruising chute. And I think I needed it a bit more on the beam. After the beam, I need a bit on the side to get that cruising chute to work. But that would be a good tool. I can see that would be a good tool. Unfortunately, beasted the fucking engine for hours and hours and hours again because there's just no wind whatsoever. The whole day, basically. There's really very little now. So the Force 5s never materialised this time, 5 and 6s, or haven't yet, unless it blew over in the night and I never noticed. So things could be a lot worse. It was a long day. I think I actually dropped the hook at about 11:30 last night, and then by the time I turned the engine off and you know, I'm kind of just crashed really. Had a wash, get all the salt out off of me, and just had a whiskey and just went to bed and left everything a mess. But I'm going to sort it out this morning. So anyway, that's the job for this morning, is have breakfast, have a cup of coffee, just basically sort the boat out and have a think, probably pump the dinghy up. I can pump the dinghy up here. I'm going to stay here for a few days, maybe a week, I'm not sure, because there's a lot to see in Falmouth. This is a cruising area in its own right. So I'm going to have get the dinghy up, because I can just tow that behind me wherever I go. I might even get around to fixing the leak in it if I can, you know. That might be a bit of an idea. Yeah, actually that's not a bad idea. Up the rivers, I know they put midstream pontoons up the rivers. If I get onto one of those midstream pontoons sometime, I might be able to haul the dinghy up on there and have a decent surface to work on. I might be able to find that leak and fix it. That would be good. That would be good. But anyway, that's the plan for this morning. I suppose is the boat seems quite happy here. We've lain in both directions, so we've gone through a change of the tide. I've put about 100 foot of scope out. Not scope, chain, solid chain, straight chain, 100 foot of chain, maybe a bit more, 110, 120 foot of chain out. And I eyed myself up on that little red and orange buoy down there. I don't see that we've moved. I can't see that we've moved at all. We're all sat nicely. So, there's a nice little beach over there. I didn't really even notice. Ah, a nice little beach. Anyway, so that's the kettle boiling now. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee, scratch my ass, and think about what to do. Right.